Before that, though, we have a chance for some storms. We'll be watching for that threat probably beginning in about 24 hours or so. Based on model trends, looks to be more late evening into the overnight. At the moment, though, and through the night tonight, no issues. We are under clear skies. Temperature-wise, on the mild side, 78 degrees. Usually a little milder in the metro area. Dew point is at 69, which is not terrible considering dew points had been in the 70s and mid and upper 70s at that. Dew points came down during the day today, and that is allowing for a few more locations to reach the 60s this evening and maybe a few degrees lower through the overnight. We're in the 60s with our dew points. During the day today, though, we had dew points in the 50s and 60s. Not a dramatic drop, but hey, it is something because the humidity will be on the increase. Not rapidly so during the day tomorrow, but it will definitely have more of a humid feel as winds are almost non-existent right now, but not later tonight and into the day tomorrow, starting to pick up more of an east and eventually southeasterly wind. We're going to try and figure out the timing of our storms coming up in a bit. We're looking at the possibility late tomorrow evening, maybe more of a focus on the North Shore. Then we'll have another round of rainfall later Friday, probably not quite as late. Then on Saturday, few scattered showers, thunderstorms, and then drier and, as we mentioned, hotter by Sunday. Here's what's going on. We've got a little spin in the upper atmosphere. This is actually what brought us our severe weather on Monday. Moving on. More spins in the atmosphere, upper level lows and a developing upper trough, which will help to increase the instability and thunderstorm development out west of us. That is already starting to happen in Texas. Now, at the moment, really, we're not yet seeing the system that will be headed our way. It'll be a complex of thunderstorms. Until that forms, we don't really have a great idea as to where these will be going. It is possible that this system forms farther north. The trajectory keeps it all to our north, and we see very minimal. It could be even farther south than some of the models are indicating. So let's take a look at what the models are saying. Now, right now, this one model, this is our IBM graph model. It has most of the storms during the latter part of the evening on the North Shore, but also has kind of this little tail moving through the metro area as well, kind of wrapping up by about 1 a.m. That would all be later tonight, or later tomorrow night, excuse me, and into early Friday. Some scattered thunderstorms Friday early morning, and then another complex of storms moving our way during the late evening and nighttime hours of Friday before things finally settle down. Here's what our HRRR, that's the high resolution rapid refresh model. This too has a complex of storms moving in, more of a focus on the North Shore, but also much later into the night. Maybe some of those make it into the metro area or just clip the metro area. But the point is, the models are not in great agreement with exactly where these go or even the exact timing. Right now, kind of a broad brush as that complex develops over West Texas, moving our way into the early morning hours of Friday. Right now, a little bit more of a focus with that level 2 threat on the North Shore. Then on Saturday or Friday into early Saturday, more of a widespread threat for some low and severe weather. Again, level 2 threat, wouldn't be anything widespread, maybe an isolated tornado, gusty winds looks like the main threat. Now, different from Monday, this one may have a little bit more of a flooding issue. We had some big rains kind of in this corridor Monday. Now, with more excessive rainfall rates in those areas, it could more easily lead to flooding. A more low-end threat for us, this is Thursday night going into Friday, so not as much of a widespread flooding issue as it may be a little bit more removed to our northwest and then more north of us as we head into Friday going into early Saturday. Again, kind of along that same corridor just to our north where we saw some of the heaviest rainfall totals from Monday. And as far as we are concerned, the 7-day forecast or the 7-day rainfall outlook is not excessively high, a bit more so into southwestern Mississippi, not as much. I don't believe we're going to have a widespread flooding issue. And right now, the severe threat looks to be lower than what we even saw on Monday. That's the way things stand right now. But as we've seen with these systems, they tend to be a little bit more complicated to forecast out. We're looking at it late tomorrow evening, another round Friday going into early Saturday. Then the heat is on as temperatures will be into the 90s starting Sunday and continuing into next week.